Chief Minister Ek has called for a meeting of MPs at his residence, Varsha, regarding candidatures, and Devendra Fadnavis has called an important meeting of senior leaders of the BJP. Meanwhile, in MVA, Prakash Ambedkar is mounting pressure on to fix candidates, so he will decide his future course of action. It is likely that the UBT will give seats from their quota to Vanchit Angadi of Prakash Ambedkar. BJP is likely to release its own list between the 29th to the 1st of March is what we're learning at this point in time. Roshali, my colleague, is joining us at this point in time to give us more details about this. Roshali, obviously, colors are catching on in Maharashtra as well. Huddles are being formed to make sure that during the Lok Sabha elections, people are making the right moves.
Absolutely, in MA we can see that out of 48 seats of Maharashtra, within the MA almost they have decided 39 to 40 seats. So that is being done, but 8 seats are still crucial. They haven't reached or cracked down these 8 seats, and still there is a tussle between Congress and the Shiv Sena. UBT is going on within the MBA, and that is the reason why it is dragging and dragging. They are not able to come out with their own list. Or rather, how many actual seats will Shiv Sena contest and the Congress will contest, and of course NPP. And that is the reason why it is Vanchit Angadi Prakash Ambedkar, who is a grand son of late Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He is mounting pressure that you please come out with the list so that I will be able to understand that whether I have to go with the MBA or not. Because if Vanchit Angadi joins MBA, then certainly it's beneficial for MBA to go for the LS election. But Vanchit has not yet made up their mind, because there is an uncertainty whether Vanchit will get all those crucial seats where Vanchit wished to contest or not, because ultimately Vanchit is going to get seats from the quota of Shiv Sena, and Shiv Sena is not yet reached, or rather MBA has not yet made up their mind that how many actual seats will UBT will contest in this Lok Sabha election. However, last time UBT contested almost 23 seats, so they are demanding or quite adamant on the number that is 23. But they have been given a promise that they will not get more than 18 seats. So certainly they are trying their best to grab more and more. But once again, the Congress here is playing an important role, and whatever the seats that Shiv Sena will
Roshali,
get.
Appreciate you joining us. We're going to talk about West Bengal now. TMC Chief and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has announced to go solo. TMC announced that they will not share any seats with the Congress and will contest on all the 42 seats on their own. Rainik, my colleague, joins us at this point in time. Rainik, अगर आप मेरी बात सुन पा रहे हैं, ये ममता बनर्जी ने और शायद टीएमसी ने, हाईकमान ने पहले ये बात साफ कर दी थी नीतीश कुमार के एग्जिट के बाद ही कि जो 42 की 42 सीटें हैं पश्चिम बंगाल में, वो टीएमसी अकेले ही लड़ेगी. ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा झटका है इंडी अलायंस के लिए.
एकदम, देखिए, जैसे कि इंडी अलायंस की बात की जाए तो टीएमसी की तरफ से पहले ही साफ किया गया था कि टीएमसी कांग्रेस के साथ वेस्ट बंगाल में अलायंस तब भी कर सकते हैं जब टीएमसी की तरफ से जो 2 सीट कांग्रेस को अलॉट किया गया है, अगर कांग्रेस उसमें मान जाए तो उनके साथ अलायंस करेंगे. मगर कांग्रेस की तरफ से अधीर रंजन चौधरी का यही कहना था कि अगर वेस्ट बंगाल में टीएमसी चाहे कि कांग्रेस के साथ एक साथ जोट में रहे तो उनको 6 सीट देना पड़ेगा. कांग्रेस का जो मांग था 6 सीट, वो 6 सीट देना पड़ेगा. मगर टीएमसी की तरफ से साफ कर दिया गया है कि कांग्रेस को ये 6 सीट देना तो दूर, वो लोग जोट में भी नहीं रहेंगे. टीएमसी तृणमूल कांग्रेस ये 42 जो सीट है, ये 42 सीट में अकेले लड़ाई करेंगे, और ममता बनर्जी की तरफ से भी ये स्पष्ट कर दिया गया है. दूसरी तरफ देखा जाए तो अधीर रंजन चौधरी के साथ ममता बनर्जी या कांग्रेस के साथ टीएमसी का वेस्ट बंगाल में जो जोट, ये जोट बहुत दिन पहले से ही टूट चुका है, क्योंकि पहले भी दिखा गया था 2019 साल में भी कांग्रेस और सीपीआईएम दोनों एक साथ लड़ाई करे थे. इसी जगह दो सीट में कांग्रेस जय भी हुए थे, और इसी 2 सीट में टीएमसी कांग्रेस को छोड़ने के लिए राजी था. और कांग्रेस का ये भी कहना था कि सिर्फ ये 2 सीट नहीं, उसके साथ माइनॉरिटी जो एरिया है, जिस जगह में कांग्रेस का पहले भी 2014 साल में भी कांग्रेस का जिस जगह में ज्यादा भाव था, ज्यादा वोट था, उसी सीट को छोड़ा जाए.
जी, चलिए, दैनिक इस जानकारी के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आपका शुक्रिया. All right, well, we have assimilated all this information pouring in from various corners of the country. Now, the big question is, with the seat sharing as it stands today, has the opposition resolved its mathematics for 2024 to pose a serious challenge to the BJP, or is it too late since deals have been sealed with the Congress and the I.N.D.I party and Akhilesh and Congress? But Mamata has refused to budge and the alliance is still talking and still continuing to talk in Maharashtra, Jammu Kashmir and Bihar as well. We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining us at this point in time is Chandni Preeti Shah, political analyst. Also with us is Vinita Hariharan, BJP spokesperson. We'll have Yash Srivastav, Congress spokesperson, joining us momentarily. Vinita Hariharan, I'll begin with you. Well, it seems to be that the BJP is extremely poised and confident that 2024 is all going to be about their victory, the 400 par goal, as well as a number of people who want to jump ship. But at this point in time, how well do you think the opposition is prepped to take on the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections, which are only a few weeks away now?
Yeah, as you rightly put it, actually, it's a little too late now in the day to stitch up the alliances, which is a non-starter right from the day one. I think since last September, we're hearing about the I.N.D.I alliance, which is again about forging partnerships between, completely opposite, poles in different states. If you take my own state of Kerala, the CPIM has withdrawn on its own, and they're putting up another candidate in Wayanad. So the alliance is absolutely on very weak foundation. So I think there is absolutely no threat from this so-called I.N.D.I alliance, or the Gamadiya Gathbandhan as we like to call them. So I don't think there is any kind of threat, because as I know, time and again we've repeated ourselves and saying that it is in the strength of our developmental programs and infrastructure that we have put up across the country, not only in basic infrastructure, but also in social and economic amenities, and the entire economic progress of the country is so evident for everybody to see. So I think it's on that strength that we're going to go ahead, and no Gathbandhan or no such alliance is going to weaken the entire agenda and the nation-building narrative that we're going to put forward to the country in the coming campaign of Lok Sabha.
Okay, let me take a response from Yash Srivastav as well. Yash, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Vinita, I can hear you.
All right, Yash, your opinion on what's going on with the... Yash, your opinion... Yeah, you're audible, Yash. Yash, your opinion on the I.N.D.I alliance and where it stands today. Is it prepped up enough to take on the BJP? How do you see this situation?
See, Vinit, I have always been insisting, along with the entire India Alliance and my party as well, that the idea of elections itself is not essentially about parties and their alliances. It's about the people and what people want eventually in the elections. So going by that, whenever you speak to, being a media person, whenever you speak to anyone from BJP or the no data available Bhayankar Jumlebaz alliance, you will always listen about rhetorics that how everyone else is faulting and how they are doing exceptionally well despite the world telling them otherwise. And also the fact that all their speculations about various groups not joining us or there being some soaring ties. Akhilesh Yadav ji has joined the Yatra. We are good with RJD. We have also forged our alliance in Jammu and Kashmir. TMC might be very soon ahead with us next. And of course, all the people of India, anywhere you see across India, right from those protesting against EVMs to those asking jobs and those teachers in Bihar and everyone. And of course, the non-callants of the no data available Bhayankar Jumla alliance through every issue that India has faced is a testimony in itself. Be it Manipur or be it the unemployed youth of this country, regardless of whether they commit suicide or they get shot by a shell in a war zone which they did not choose to be employed in, NDA, Modi, BJP, it's all but nothing if not a pile of lies lying on a heap of cash.
Okay, let's take a response to what you have said from Chandni as well. Chandni, how do you respond to what Yash has said? He's saying there is not much to be made out of the delays and some of the no-shows when it comes to the I.N.D.I alliance. It's all a part of taking on the BJP.
Yeah, so we need what Yashji said, right now. It is completely opposite to what we are looking today globally, where PM Modi consecutively from so many years is achieving the first position when it comes to the most prominent leader, the most known leader, the most favorite leader, the political leader in the world. So 78% voting for him and just 17% saying no. I guess that itself breaks the illusion that Mr. Yash has that PM Modi is someone who is not loved and who is not being seen as the world leader. About the the alliance, India alliance that we are seeing today, there are certain points that I would like to put forward. Let's start with the basics. Like when the parties that have spent the rest of the year criticizing each other decide to form an alliance, it actually begs the question, like, is it a genuine unity for the public good or just a marriage of convenience against a common adversary? Right? Like the so-called I.N.D.I alliance, which they keep on saying India alliance, India alliance. Again, it's I.N.D.I alliance. It's not India. It's not India alliance. It seems more like an attempt to pool their own vote banks rather than ideologies or governance plans. Right? There are ideological confusions. The ideological disparities within this alliance are so vast and varied. Like it's like trying to mix oil and water and expecting a smoothie, right? How can parties with fundamentally different views on critical issues like national security, economic policies, social justice work together so cohesively? It's impossible, right? There is no consistency in policy. So if you go for look at the point where whether there's consistency in policy versus the political opportunism. So the Modi government has been consistent in its policies and vision for a new India, a better India, focusing on development, the security of the nation, integrating Jammu and Kashmir more closely with the rest of India. And in contrast, the alliance seems to be a classic case of political opportunism, uniting not for a common cause but against a common opponent. Right? The track record of governance, if we see, then it's essential to compare the track record of the current government with the historical performance of the alliance parties in governments in governance. The Modi government has taken initiative like the abrogation of Article 370. It has aimed for true integration and development in Jammu and Kashmir. Right? We've built Ram Mandir after 500 years, and whether they say it's they are bringing religion into politics and all, it's all bullshit. I think everything goes hand in hand. The citizens' sentiments, when they are taken care of, that is where a leader comes out as a leader, and not just saying things like dancing, putting out points like dancing about Aishwarya Rai in political parties, right, or in political rallies. So, and if you see the alliance parties, their previous stints, then there's not left much to be desired. So I think that this alliance that we are talking about, it is just it is going to break any which ways, because right now only in Punjab or in West Bengal or in Tamil Nadu, we've seen that there is no alliance at all. So this is an alliance of convenience. It is not an alliance of where it actually secures the national vision.
Okay, Yash, how do you respond to that? That the India alliance is nothing but a case of political opportunism.
Vineet, first off, I really want to appreciate how much of work do media people do listening to those same cliches again and again and keeping their composure intact. Because honestly,
we listen to cliches from both sides.
We have been listening
we listen to cliches from both sides. We listen to cliches.
Yes, you listen to cliches from all sides, but you do not interrupt the other side, Vineet.
Okay, Chandni,
let me have my time.
Yeah, of course.
First of all, if India was a name we caught up, why did not they caught up first, despite having their abbreviations as N.D.I for so many years before? Because one has to have an intent to identify India in their name. One has to be something away from selfish. One has to be something different from selfie-obsessed narcissist megalomaniac. And of course, I can go on and on about how gloriously we have failed everywhere, spewing venom against our own country in Canada, Japan, and everywhere when we say ये कैसा देश है, कहाँ पैदा हो गए, चलो छोड़ो. I don't need to remind who said that. And of course, coming back to the alliance, if we are weak, then what was the need for JP Nadda ji to come up with 38 parties, out of which 26, 27 have no existence in the parliament, and announce the new NDA alliance again? Of course, Nadda ji, who never get a chance to be on camera or mic anywhere if the duo is present, and which was evidently visible on the party's, I don't know if it was conclave or commission or meeting or some melan, I don't know what was the name, because BJP hasn't figured out that itself. But JP Nadda ji was pulled away from the stage. So I don't know what kind of ideals are we talking about here. And of course, about us, we have solid partners who walk with us on the streets, who meet people, who are ready to listen to their problems and respond to them. We have promised everything that the better old India had. We will not raise our eyebrows when someone poses us a question, when we are criticized. We never have. We will not shoot our own farmers with pellets, bullets and long-range acoustic drivers. We will not call our farmers Khalistanis, call our minorities Atankwadis, call our students as fringe elements. So that is what we have for people.
Okay.
We do not want to worship a man going on and on and on for his YouTube channel and asking people to click bell icon.
All right, we'll get a response to what you have said from Vinita Hariharan ji as well. Vinita ji, there are cliches on both sides. Let's avoid them and let's respond to what Yash has said head on.
No, so the cliche from our side, there is no cliche from our side. It's just the developmental narrative. If you want to call that cliche, then it is. But it is a developmental narrative that we keep repeating off and on, because that is the positive politics on which NDA works. The agenda, the national agenda set on that. What is the agenda of the India alliance? And and it is actually preposterous of them to form an alliance called India and call it India, as the analyst clearly said. It is absolutely over-ambitious of them to call their Gathbandhan India, which is it a fractured India that you're looking at? Because the very foundation is fractured, the very, the essence of your alliance.
Okay. There seems to be a problem.
Partner. The agenda, what's the agenda of the India alliance? Just to defeat NDA? And NDA for that matter is since 1998.
Employment for youth. I'm screaming here. Employment for youth.
The India alliance is just born out of desperation to defeat Modi, which is such an over-ambitious goal. I mean, please do a reality check of yourself without bothering about whether, JP Nadda was on stage or not. That is for us to look out who's on stage and who's not on stage. It's our party's functioning. Please look at your party's functioning. Look at the optics that Rahul Gandhi is trying to desperately create through different yatras. And the Nyaya Yatra...
You poke at everyone around and you are talking about it is your problem. Your party chief has no proper respect in his own party, and you're talking about us.
Because it's only promises that you have and nothing else. Promises are to be kept and not just announced in different yatras. Promises are to be implemented. What have you done in Karnataka? The Karnataka bureaucrats are absolutely in grief. They're not able to implement programs because the guarantees that you've announced.
What have you done in the whole country? What are you doing about money?
Okay, all right. We've run out of time as well. All right, we've run out of time. Okay, all right. We've run out of time, but this is obviously a substantial argument that is to be made, a case in point, whenever we talk next. But unfortunately, Chandni, quickly.
Yeah, I would just like to, tell Mr. Yash, when he was talking about, people get on the roads and everything, let me inform him that Rahul Gandhi, when he was in Assam, their own ex-party member, Ankita Datta, she tried to meet him. She had alleged that she was harassed by Mr. Srinivas B, and Rahul Gandhi did not meet her. So let's not talk about Nyaya.
All right, we're getting into specifics now. All right, we're getting into specifics now, but we've also run out of time. Appreciate all of you joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.